Hello, everyone, and welcome to the program Talk Sport on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining on today's edition of the program. We saw lots of actions on the weekend, and some teams got knocked out of CAF. That's talking about the Confederation of African Football, and also in the EPL, we saw upsets happen. And for a second, we almost thought that the whole big teams in EPL was going to be trashed, but somehow Arsenal survived, though we saw that Manchester City actually won their matchup 5-1. But Arsenal, a lot of persons were looking and hoping that Arsenal was going to either draw or lose based on how the match started off with Newcastle. But at the end of the day, at the 84th minute, they had a miracle. I would call that a miracle, because they tried to prove a point that they actually want to, not to go down without a fight. But we're going to have this conversation and more immediately after this break, so you just stay with us. We'll be right back. Yes, many thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining, this is Talk Sport here on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. As always, we are very particular here in Global Television about grassroots sports development. That's what we'll be starting with Abia State this morning, as Abia State set to host 150 athletes in two para-badminton tournaments. This will be kickstarted in the next couple of days. Moving forward now, the Commissioner for Sports in Abia State, Mr. Mwefo Anamba, has announced that 150 athletes from 14 countries will participate in the first Abia Para-Badminton International Championship and the All-African Para-Badminton Championship. This was disclosed on Sunday while briefing journalists on the level of preparation at the International Conference Center, Umuahia, which will serve as a venue for the competition. Represented by the Special Assistant to the Governor on Sport, Mr. Raymond Oka, the Commissioner revealed that the first Abia Para-Badminton International Championship will hold from September the 30th to October the 5th, while the All-African Para-Badminton Championship will run from October the 6th to the 12th of October 2025. He applauded Governor Alex Oti for approving to host the event, describing it as part of his administration's effort to advance sports development in the state. This is what we're particular about. We are hoping to see a whole lot of sporting activities coming up from the grassroots now, not just the federal, but also the states are getting themselves involved. And also the job of promoting and advancing sports generally is not solely the job of the government. Private investors are also being called upon to organizations invest in all of these sporting activities, because there is a huge market in the world of sport. So any individual or any organization that would dive into that would actually make a whole lot of return on investment when that does happen. So moving on, we'll be moving very quickly today because we have so much on our list to cover up. So let's move on away from that. Let's talk quickly as Haruna Quadri bows out of WTT China Smash. Looking at that Nigerian table tennis star, Quadri Haruna was eliminated from the WTT China Smash on Sunday after a 3-0 loss to Denmark's Andre Linda. The world number 14 sent the highest ranked African player packing in the round of 64 after edging him in 3 straight sets. The first set ended 12-10, while the second and third finished 13-11, 13-11 respectively. After the game, Haruna, who reached the round of 32 of the same event last year, admitted he faced a difficult opponent. Despite the defeat, he also appreciated the Chinese fans for their support. So moving on, what does the future hold for the Nigerian? The Nigerian star is expected to lead the country's 10-player contingent to the 2025 African Championship, which will be played from October the 12th to the 19th in Tunisia. He will be joined in the men's team by Taiwo Mati, Olajide Omotayo, two-time West African champion Matthew Kuti, and raising talent Abdul Fatai. Moving on in the women's category, the women's team features promising young players such as Favor Ojo, Ashat Rabiu, Kabirat, Ayola, and Sukirat, as well as veteran Ajoke Ojomo will lead the squad as the captain in Tunisia. That's for the female category, and Kwadri Haruna will lead the men's category. So we'll see how all of this pan out as they are getting set to go represent Nigeria in this competition that will be starting in the next couple of days. So we'll see how all of this pan out. Quickly, still moving on, let's talk football now. Kwara United, Abia Warriors crashes out of Confederation of African Cup. Nigerian representatives in the CAF Confederation Cup, Kwara United, Abia Warriors were eliminated from the competition on Sunday, failing to scale the first preliminary hurdle. Kwara United were dumped out in Abeokuta by Ghanaian champions Ante Kontoko, while Abia Warriors bowed to Mali outfit to Jilaba in Bamako. Adopting the MKO Abiola Sporting Arena as their home ground, Kwara United needed to overturn a 4-3 defeat from the first leg, which was played last week, but fell against Kontoko, who beat them 1-0 to seal a 5-3 aggregate win. The Ghanaian champions, who edged the 7-goal thriller in the first leg in Accra, displayed resilience at the MKO Abiola Stadium as Halbert Gusu's second-half strike proved decisive for the win ahead of Kwara United as they bow out of CAF. So moving on, still talking CAF CAF Champions League, Rivers United pinned Leeds to secure second round spots. Rivers United booked a place in the second qualifying round of the CAF Champions League after a 1-0 win over Leeds Angeles of the Democratic Republic of Congo at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo. Finidi George's side dominated the opening exchange but had to wait until late in the first half to score the winning goal. Steven Mayo fouled home from inside the box on the stroke of the halftime. Rivers United advanced to the second round with a 1-0 win on aggregate. They played a goalless draw first. The Port Harcourt club will face Mozambican champions Black Bulls in the next round. Nigerians other representative in the competition, Remo Stars, will take on Lodi Sundown of South Africa in their own next matchup. So we will see how this will pan out. Rivers United, I beg your pardon, this time around we're not talking basketball, we're talking football. If you remember, Rivers United are getting themselves set to prove a point. And also we'll be looking at the NPFL quickly, and also we'll look at the NPFL standings. So look at the top 10 of the initial Gragra. The season is just starting. A whole lot of teams are trying to prove a point to see that yes, we are scoring, we are winning our games, and we are maintaining a very good trajectory on the table. That's why you are United topping the Nigerian Professional League table now as we speak. So moving on, let's talk NPFL, Nigerian Professional Football League. Shooting Stars Barra FC win on the road now is getting interesting as we're seeing teams from away are winning on the road. Shooting Stars and Barra FC recorded away wins on match day 6 of the Nigerian Premier Football League season, the 2025 season. Yes, looking at it now on your screen, you could see Nassau United, after playing 6 games, they have 13 wins, and They have 13 points, I beg your pardon. They played 6 games, have 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, goal difference 2, and an aggregate. Looking at it now, they have 13 points, leading the NPFL standing, and also Eyimba following suit with 12 points after playing 6 games as well. Niger Tornadoes left with 9 points. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, I had the Commissioner of Sport from Niger State, where we had conversations on the fact that Niger Tornadoes are looking forward to reclaiming their past glory. So that's the standing there. They are still sitting with number 3 position after 5 games played with 3 wins. That gave them 9 points, and then we'll see what would happen, how the season will continue for them. Katsina United also picking up after playing 6 games. They have 9 points. Rivers United, despite playing in 2 different leagues at the same time, that's playing in the NPFL and playing at the CAF also Champions League at the same time, they have played 4 of their 6 matches, and then they have 8 points. Shooting Stars were victorious yesterday, which changed their standings on the table, with leaving them with 8 points as well. Rivers Hoopers has played only 4 matches, and then they have 8 points. That means there's a high chance by the time they play their next 2 matches, they might be topping the NPFL table. So moving on, Wiki Tourist also have played 6 games with 8 points, and also we are looking at other teams. The Remo Stars are sitting at number 10 position. That's talking about the current NPFL champion. As I was on before, we had a conversation around the standings. Zoro Shooting Stars recorded their first win on the road with the season edging past Warri Wolves, winning 2-1. Warri Wolves struck first in the 52nd minute through Omar and other Adams. Mustafa scored 2 late goals for the visitors to snatch the maximum 3 points. At the Dan Anyama Stadium, Owerri, Barra FC beat their host Kun Khalifat FC 3-1. It was Barra's FC's first win in the NPFL season. Barra FC took the lead through Ebuka Nwokore after a 14-minute strike. Yahya Ibrahim equalized for Barra FC on the minutes later. Harry Ikwawo gave Khalifat the lead for the first time in the 65th minute, while Ibrahim scored his second of the game 9 minutes from time. In Lafia, Nasarawa United defeated Katsina United 2-0 with Anas Yusuf and Abubakar Abdullah scoring the goals. Now let me bring you the full result of the games that were played over the weekend. We saw Wiki Tourist settling for a 2-2 draw with Rangers. Wolves obviously lost to 3Cs, Shooting Stars, that is, by 2-1. Kun Khalifat also lost to Barra FC 3-1. Nasarawa United defeated Katsina United 2-1. And Ikorodu City and Eyimba of Aba settled for a 1-1 draw in the NPFL yesterday. So these are the matchup. These are the results from the matches that were played yesterday. On Wednesday, we'll be seeing another matchups that will be coming up in the NPFL, and most definitely will bring you all of those results, and also will bring you updates on the standings as well, because obviously we'll be expecting to see some changes. But so far, this is what the NPFL standing is looking like. A couple of teams have played 6 games, and then some have just played 4. The likes of Rivers United played 4 games. Remo Stars played 4 games because of other competitions that they are playing away from the NPFL. Like their roster, their schedule is just so tight. So moving on now, let's talk Flying Eagles, as they want to become, according to the captain, Flying Eagles want to become world champions. This is coming from Daniel, the Flying Eagles captain. Flying Eagles captain Daniel Bemi says that the team's target at the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup is a World Cup in Chile is to end Nigeria's antagonizing raid for the title as they begin their campaign against Norway later today. Nigeria will be making their 14th appearance at the tournament in Chile, and the most by an African country, but they have never won the title. Ghana are the only team from Africa to have won the tournament. With their rich experience, and the Flying Eagles are 2 times runner-ups in 1989 and 2005, the quarterfinalists in 1999, 2007, and most recently in 2023. Since reaching the final in 2005, the Flying Eagles have never gone beyond the quarterfinal stage, but Gbemi believes that this is about to end. The 19-year-old Bayelsa United defender, who is also making his second appearance at the tournament, is also banking on the squad's depth and technical abilities to advance further and also reach to the finals and lift the Under-20 World Cup Championship. We'll see how all of this pan out, and we'll see if the corrections, that the errors that they made in Egypt, that's talking about the African Cup of All Nations for the Under-20 guys, which was played a couple of months ago. A lot of errors were made defensively, in the midfield, and also in the attacking. No, the midfield actually did well, I would say, but defensively and in the attacking front line, there were lots of errors. The midfielders find it possible to get the ball to the attackers, but somehow the attackers don't get to score the goals, and that has always been a concern for them, and that was why they even lost in the semi-final stages at AFCON. So now, they get to score and then they give away goals. So you see where the concern is now. But we saw the friendly match they played with Australia. They defeated Australia 3-1, and we'll see how all of this will pan out if those corrections has been made. Gbemi said the corrections has been made. That's talking about the defensive errors and also the attacking errors. The concerns now that we pinpointed here on TalkSport, the coach Ali Zubero also said that those errors have been corrected. So we will see how all of this pans out, if they have actually corrected their errors, and we'll be watching out for their game that will be played later in the day. I think by 4 p.m. Nigerian time. That is when they will be they'll be taking on their first encounter ahead of the championship. That's the Under-20 World Cup Championship. So quickly, before we go into EPL, let me bring you the quick highlights of the game between Chelsea, Manchester United as well, and also Arsenal. Will be bringing you all of those highlights.